Hi, gorgeous. We're here today because we are in August. Whether it's August 2026, 2027, 2028, we're in August. And I feel like this August just comes with a lot. So that officially means like there's less than 5 months left, right? Like we're on that month that makes it. This is the fifth month, essentially. So it just feels like I'm feeling determination. You know that song? How that song go? I think it's by Lemonade Mouth. They be like, determinate, determinate, determinate. I think that's how it goes. But it's like really be determined. Like these last 6 months, 7 months. Yeah, these last 7 months have been have allowed us to become, right? To fully bloom, to fully step into who we are and be, and figure that out and map it out. That's what I keep looking at this map right here. It's like you've been mapping out who you are, what you do, what you receive, what you attract, who you're around, what your reality looks like. You've been mapping this out. And it's like when you're building a house, I'm no architect, but I will only assume that when an architect is building or designing the blueprint of a house, they have to be very meticulous because when it comes down to the measurements, when those measurements from the blueprint translate to real life, oh, you have to be precise. And it has to be clear because the architect is not the constructor. Feel me? The architect is the architect. The architect designs. The architect doesn't execute. Do you get what I'm saying? In August, we are the architect. Okay? We are the architect. We're building our blueprints and we're letting the universe, source, God, Goddess, we're letting them construct this life and we are going to enjoy our design once it is finished. You know what I'm saying? And in the meantime, while all that construction is done, I'm seeing like hard hat area only, no trespassing, caution, work zone ahead, on the roads when they start putting the cones because this lane is closed. Like it is super under construction right now. And you, all you have to do is be an architect. I'm about to see real quick because what do architects do on a daily basis? An architect centers on communication, technical coordination, and problem solving. While many think they only sketch buildings all day, a normal workday actually divides time between designing, managing details, and talking with people. So, creating what you want to create, managing details, figuring out those small things, the minor things, all of those things, and talking with people, community, sharing, expressing yourself. Let me see. I'm just going to type in spiritual architect. Okay, surprisingly, it's already up here on Google. Okay, so it's a song. The spiritual architect, finding the arts, finding the authentic self. It's a YouTube video. I'm gonna pause that. Okay, so I type in spiritual architect meaning. A person who consciously designs their life, crafts intentional sacred spaces, or builds inner mental and emotional frameworks. Opinions on the exact definition vary, but it generally spans personal creation, physical design, and metaphysical alignment. Literally, I had no idea that we would be the architects. When I started this video 5 minutes ago, we are architects. August, we are architects, honey. Let me sit up for you. I don't wanna do too much. But this August is about being an architect, truly designing your life. Truly. And it's like, okay, you've designed, like you have the blueprint, you know? Co-create a role, working alongside universal or divine energy to shape one's path, focusing on core alignment and being before taking action. Yeah. Creating architectural environments that awaken deep emotional or transcendent connections rather than just serving a function. Your purpose is much greater than anything you ever could have imagined it being. Feel me? It's not just you. It's not just your city. It's not just your state. It's not just your country. You're global. And it's not just now. You're not just a trending topic. Feel me? When the architect builds a house, think about them houses that was built in 1890. That architect being gone. I don't know if there's any houses that's built in 1890. I would assume so. Built in 1890. I would assume so. Yeah. There's still houses. And that architect, what? That house is still being appreciated. That house is still a space for people to come together. That house is still valuable. And of course, I see a video that says it was restored, right? Of course, your things can be restored, but create as you are where you are right now. Create what you can right now. Designing rooms, homes, or alternative structures that use light, presence, and silence to foster self-discovery. Literally. Honey. Be the architect that you are. And go against the grain, what I'm hearing. Funny. The next thing, I had to scroll down a little bit. It says unseen frameworks, mental infrastructure, building or dismantling internal belief systems, thought patterns, and emotional strongholds. And it's like, build something that nobody has ever built before. And it's not that you have to try so hard to, what has somebody ever built before? No, you already know the thing that you're meant to be built. You're meant to be built. You already know the thing that you're meant to be built. Okay. You already know it's the thing. It's already in you somewhere. You just need to execute it. Get rid of the naysayers. Feel me? Get rid of the naysayers. Tune them out. Tune out your own self and that naysayer, because sometimes we can be the one that's doing all the yapping and we really just need to be quiet. But trust. I'm hearing a song. You might have to lose yourself. Just trust you will be found. Don't forget the ground. Connect with the earth. Tune out extra sounds. Every moment counts. Choose who you want to be, then go paint the town. Red, white, blue, just do you. Do some shadow work so you can heal what you came through. But yeah. Trust yourself. Trust everything. You hear that engine? It's 10:30 p.m. I tell you, every time I get on this camera and I start yapping like this, you're going to hear an engine. Or I'm going to say a roar. A plane. Or some birds. A car horn. An alarm. You're going to hear something. Pay attention to the details, babes. It's all in the details. Feel me? It's all in the details. So this August, you are... And it's like you've already been building, right? You've already been designing. But it's like, you know how to be like, oh, I'm an aspiring artist. I'm an aspiring author. And it's like, no. You're not aspiring. But you didn't realize that you were an architect until now. Now that the blueprints are finalized, you like finally like, okay, Yeah, I'm actually an architect. But this whole time you was cooking up, you was an architect. You just never gave yourself the credit or claimed the title. You were already an architect, babes. You feel me? You feel what I'm saying? You were already an archetype. I mean, archetype. An architect. Okay, but why am I saying archetype? An archetype is a symbolic pattern that shapes human experiences. So there's like the seeker, the healer, the mystic, the warrior. Those are the core spiritual archetypes. So I would figure out your spiritual archetype just from these four. I could see a little bit of each of them, but I'm definitely the healer. Empathy, compassion, and the capacity to restore balance. They hold the life mission of helping others transmute pain into spiritual growth. Literally, I've said that in a couple songs, poems. I transmute pain, I transform pain. But yes, you were all ready. So this whole time you were designing, you're not giving yourself the proper credit or like taking the recognition or the time to realize that you are the archetype. You were the archetype, the architect. You were the architect, and now that you realize you are the architect, and you might have already done it, specifically in this month of August. It's like the deadline is tonight. It's 10:33. It's July 31st. The deadline is tonight. Release those blueprints. Release those blueprints. I'm going to say it again. Release those blueprints. Stop holding on to all those ideas. Stop holding on to all this stuff. You see all that? Stop. Girl, get the stuff out. Actually put it into place, especially as the architects. Cultivate these spaces, in these rooms, in these energies, in these events, in these gatherings, in these connections and things. So in real life, because it's one thing to do it on social media. Of course, use social media if that's what you choose to do. For me right now, it's YouTube. We on YouTube with it. We send emails to everybody on the email list. Other than that, I'm cool on social media right now. Because guess what? I have been an architect on social media for 6 years now. Building, designing, figuring out myself. And now, I've released it. And I get to see this blueprint come to life in real life, with real life connections and gatherings and soul to soul and face to face and skin to skin, like in the same room type of things. So trust in everything that's going on, darling. Okay, August is here for you. Don't be afraid when you start seeing how strong you are and how beautiful your blueprints, your designs are when they come into life. And don't forget that it takes a team. And don't forget that Rome wasn't built in a day. And don't forget that, I don't know why I'm hearing, be who you are. There's nothing that you can do better than doing you, than being you. There's no instructions, there's no guidelines, there's no, like, only you know how to really do you. You feel what I'm saying? Only you know how to be you. So be you. Allow those blueprints to flourish. And you ever seen something like some construction and you're like, dang, and they've been working for a while. Feel what I'm saying? Like, that takes time. And then it takes even more time, like if they're constructing on a highway and it's a busy highway. Say I'm in South Florida right now. If you know, them highways don't play. The roads, they don't. They gets down over here. They gets down. So it's going to take a little longer, especially when there's like infrastructure. It's like I was saying with the like dismantling things and beliefs and stuff. When there are Don't mind that. When there are infrastructures already in place, so let's say it's a highway, it's already a highway here, and now they have to not only make plans for a new system, or let's say they're expanding a highway, or let's say they're building a highway on top of the highway, which I'm seeing that they're doing here for like express lanes or whatever. Not only do you have to take into consideration every single millimeter that is already there, you have to take into account of the people that are traveling on these highways as you're building this new thing. Then you have to take into account the traffic. Then sometimes you can only work at night because you have to close down so much and it's too much traffic, and it'll be chaotic if you do it during the day. Feel what I'm saying? Then you have to build these things while the people are driving on the roads. Do you see what I'm saying? Then they have to do it in the heat. It's gonna take some time. But guess what? You the architect. You don't have to worry about that, boo. You don't have to worry about the heavy lifting and all that stuff. You're the architect. I'm the architect. I designed all this. Now I get to experience what I designed. Other people get to experience what I designed. But I didn't have to build it. I just designed it. I'm the architect. Let me see the difference between let's see engineer versus an architect. So, architect and a spiritual engineer. So, a spiritual architect designs the big picture vision, meaning, and feeling of an inner life, while a spiritual engineer builds. You see what I'm saying? The practical mechanics, disciplines, and systems to make that vision stable. Of course, you're going to have to have aspects of the engineer. You're going to have to know some of the engineering roles, but you don't have to go physically out there and build this thing. So no, unless that is your design. Now, look into your human design. If you have not looked into your human design, look into your human design. Me personally, I'm a manifesting generator. I'm not meant to, and then like specifically the type of manifesting generator that I am, I'm not meant to go out and get it. I'm not meant to hustle hard. I'm not Mrs. Make it do what it do, Mrs. Hustle Bustle Tussle. That's not me. My design is to design, be the architect, and then when the engineer presents itself, or when the engineer builds whatever I need to build and it presents itself, or when the engineer finds somebody and sends them on my path, I am meant to respond to them. I design, I tell the engineer what I want. The engineer goes and makes the mechanics, figures it out, and then I talk to people. It's all making sense. So the architect focuses on the grand design. The engineer focuses on the rules, the daily habits, and the practical steps. So yeah. Just be the architect, honey. And this might not even just be August, honestly. You might be reading this. You might be listening to this or seeing this whenever you're seeing this. But if it's August 2026, then we are on the same leg of the journey at the same time. But if it's sometime in the future, we're still on the same leg of the journey, just at different times. And see how that all works. That's how we're all reflections of one another. Feel me? Same journeys, different paths. But yeah, be an architect, babe. I love you. I'll call you back.